Hey everybody, this is Troy from TR Tech Tactical and Survival. Today I'm standing next to a pine tree and I am going to eat it. Yes, today I'm going to eat some of this pine tree, literally. I have started a video series on natural herbal teas and their health benefits and medicinal uses. Well, the pine tree was used by Native Americans for many, many years for a food source, as a food source, but also for health and medicine. There's a lot of nutrition in the pine tree. Um, I'll get into the tree bark in another video in the future, but for today, I want to specifically talk about pine needle tea. Now, a lot of people get a cringy, queasy thought about eating pine needles. When you think about pine needles, a lot of people get an uncomfortable feeling about just the idea, and they cringe. But actually, they're edible. Now, I'll be honest, it tastes like a Christmas tree, right off the tree. The pine needle tree is a much more pleasant thing, but I just wanted to show you. If you imagine what a Christmas tree would taste like by the smell of it, a fresh, real Christmas tree, that's what pine needles taste like straight off the tree. But you can eat them. They're packed full of nutrients. There's a lot of vitamin A and vitamin C in a pine needle. It's long and thin, so it takes me a while to chew up. And I'm talking. But there's a lot of antioxidants and phytonutrients in pine needles. It can absolutely boost your immune system. And it can, especially we're entering the cold and flu season in the winter months, when there's things floating around in the air and people are worried for their health. This can help it can help fight upper respiratory illnesses. It can help fight, it's an expectorant and a decongestant. It can help you fight off the cold and flu. I mean, these are just amazing things here. It can improve your blood, your red blood cell count, improve your heart health. There's so much in this tiny little humble tree. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one branch here off this little tree. I chose a small tree because it's easier to see and talk about. I'm going to take one branch off here and take it on in and prepare myself some tea. Alright? Won't be hurting the tree too bad in this process. I love the smell of pine anyway. The sweet smell of pine. So, for one serving of tea, that's sufficient right there. Not going to hurt that tree at all. And the great thing about pine needle tea also is it's everywhere. Almost everybody can find pine trees near them in some form or another. It's everywhere. It's easy to find, and it grows in abundance in the forests and in our yard and on our property. Pine happens to be the biggest thing we have. There's jack pine here as well, and most of the pine needle family is edible. I'm using white pine today, but in a future video I will use jack pine because it's so abundant here on the property. And then I'll talk to you about the flavors and benefits of that. Pretty much the same benefits, but I'm not sure about the flavor. I've never tried jack pine. We'll do that another time. So let's take this inside and make some nutritious, healthy tea. So I've got some water on to bring to a boil, and I'm going to come over here to the counter and chop up my pine needles. Okay, so I'm just going to take the needles, strip them off here.
And make a coffee.
No, a tea.
A tea?
I'm going to make tea. Yep. Now, I want to chop this up really fine. It's going to, for me, I'm going to take a lot of time and do this really, really fine. I find that the finer you make it, the more flavor you're going to get, and the more of the nutrients you're going to get out of your pine needles. Some people smash them up. Some people just chop them up really fine. I like it really, really fine. I want the full flavor and the full nutrients out of my pine.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Why? Because we want to get all the health and benefits out of there. All the nutrients for our health.
Why you want it?
Why? Because I want to be healthy.
Does there some more pine needles on there?
Yeah, I think this is enough for a cup. So I'm going to chop that really fine, and I'll be back.
For tea.
I will need that for tea. Now I got this super finely chopped. Like I said, I notice it's easier to just chop it like that, and it's good for full health benefits. Now what I'm going to do, take that away from Michelle. I don't know why you were smelling it. There's nothing in it yet. Now it's going to smell good though. We're going to put all this in here. Melanie, can you shut off the water, please? My water I can hear is boiling heavily. And I'm going to put about half of this tea strainer full. I like a stronger tea. Some people like it more and some like it less. I like strong flavored tea, and I'm going to leave this in during the whole time I drink it to get the full flavor and all the nutrients out of those pine needles while I drink my tea. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me get a cup of water. Alright, so I'll put my strainer in here. Hang the hanger off the side. You can put the pine needles straight in your cup if you prefer. You don't have to use a strainer. Some people have their own tea bags. Some use a strainer. There's different ways you can do it. It doesn't matter. The idea is bring the water right off the boil and pour it into your cup. I've also got a bigger coffee cup too. I want a nice big cup of tea. There we go. Now I'm going to let that steep for a while. Back to my office to enjoy a nice, refreshing, and healthy and nutrient-packed cup of pine needle tea. It smells like pine tree and sort of lemony. The water has almost a yellowish color, a very faint yellowish color. Not a lot of color. And if you hold it under the light, you can see some of the essential oils on the top surface of the water. A very lemony flavor. You can tell there's a lot of vitamin C in the pine needles. It has quite the lemony flavor. And you'd be surprised, not a very pine tree flavor in the water. There's a strong lemony pine tree smell, but the flavor is more lemony. It's very, very refreshing and very good. And the best thing, lemony is the most best I can describe it, the best way I can describe it. Now another benefit, you might notice me touching here, I've got a broken rib. Another benefit of pine needles is it fights inflammation. My knees have been injured, and of course I'm dealing with a broken rib. It helps fight inflammation, which is very good for me at this time. And another thing I need so much, it improves mental clarity and mental fitness, which is a really nice benefit to have. So in the afternoon, some people go and grab a cup of coffee, and some people sometimes they may feel guilty about drinking too much coffee. Well, next time you can grab a cup of pine needle tea to boost your mental clarity. And it boosts your senses as well. I never really considered it much, but I guess some monks back in the old days used to drink pine needle tea for the mental clarity and to boost their senses. These are packed full of phytonutrients, antioxidants, and vitamins A and C, and a bunch of other things. They're also good for your skin, improves your skin health, and it has been said that it can help slow down the aging process. So, you want to look good longer, grab a cup of pine needle tea. It's so lemony. Definitely you can taste the amount of vitamin C in this cup of tea. It's also said that it helps you rebound after a heavy physical workout or exercise. Helps your body rebound. Probably the antioxidants and the phytonutrients and all the other beneficial effects in the pine needles. The Native Americans in desperate times lived off pine trees, and it is quite a nutritious, healthy tree. Pine needles can also improve your heart health, improve your red blood cell count, lower bad cholesterol, and increase good cholesterol. There's so much in a handful of pine needles. There's so much nutritional value and benefits in a little cup of tea like this. So from now on, I'm going to drink a cup of tea of something that I find here on the homestead or on the property every single day throughout the winter months and the seasons, and see how it helps me with my mental clarity, my injuries and wounds, and help fight off infection and illness throughout the winter months. So we'll see how it goes, and now and then I'm going to do a video. I've got a lot of videos planned. We have a lot of plants around this area that have nutritional and health and medicinal benefits that I will be sharing with you in the following weeks here on my tactical channel. Now, one thing I want to mention, when you go out to harvest pine needles, you can either buy it, and I'll put a link down here below, or you can go and harvest it yourself. But if you go to harvest pine needles, make very certain you know what you're getting. Be very clear that you identify the tree properly. There are some, although the entire pine tree family is edible and safe, there are some evergreen type trees that are not, that are poisonous. Make sure you identify your tree properly before you put anything in your body. Along with this video, I'm writing a full and detailed article on the doityourselfworld.com website. So I'll put the links down below in the description and the comments, along with links to where you can get your own pine needle tea if you can't find any locally. But do check out the article. I've put a considerable amount of work into that and research. So you'll find a lot more details in the article than what I can remember off the top of my head as I'm speaking and drinking my tea. That having been said, I'm going to sit here and enjoy my tea on my afternoon break with a very nutritious and healthy drink. Please like this video, leave a comment below, tell me your thoughts, and if you try it, hey, tell me what you think. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. You never know what's coming next. I've got a lot of cool stuff coming on my tactical channel, as well as my electronics channel and my main channel. So check them out, guys, and stay tuned for some more healthy teas coming up.